You're sitting at O'Hare Airport with 2 hours before your flight. Your phone's data is crawling, and there it is. Free airport Wi-Fi. No password required. Just click connect, and you're online. Everyone does this, right? Free Wi-Fi at airports, at Starbucks, at the hotel lobby. It's just there. Convenient. Saves your data plan. And it's 2025, so surely these networks are safe enough for checking email or scrolling Instagram. But here's what the airport Wi-Fi screen never tells you. Here's what Starbucks doesn't mention when they advertise free internet. The moment you connect to an open public network, you're basically broadcasting everything you do to anyone else on that network who knows how to look. And in the next 15 minutes, you're going to understand why connecting to free Wi-Fi without protection is like doing your banking on a glass table in the middle of a crowded food court. Everyone can see, you just don't notice them watching. Let's talk about what actually happens when you connect to public Wi-Fi. You're at LAX waiting for your flight to New York. You pull out your laptop, connect to the airport Wi-Fi, open Gmail to check work email, log into your bank to verify a payment went through, browse Amazon for something you need when you land, maybe watch a YouTube video while you wait. All of this feels private. You're on your device, it's your screen, nobody's looking over your shoulder, you're in your own little bubble doing your own thing. But here's what's really happening. Every single thing you just did was transmitted over that open Wi-Fi network. Your email login, your bank credentials, your Amazon browsing, all of it traveled through the air as data packets that went through the airport's router. And anyone else connected to that same network with basic hacking tools can see those packets, can intercept them, can read them. It's not theoretical, it's not even particularly difficult. There are free programs you can download in 5 minutes that let you capture and read traffic on public Wi-Fi networks. You think you're having a private conversation with Gmail, but really you're shouting your password across a crowded room. And most people in that room aren't listening, but some are. And they've got tools that make your shouting crystal clear. Everyone tells you public Wi-Fi is risky. You've heard that before, but they say it vaguely. Use it carefully. Don't do anything too sensitive. Like there's a safe way to use it if you're just careful enough. But that's not how it works. The risk isn't about what you do. The risk is built into how open Wi-Fi networks function. When there's no password, there's no encryption, and without encryption, everything you send is visible to everyone on that network. It's like the difference between sending a postcard and sending a sealed letter. A postcard, anyone handling it can read. A sealed letter, only the recipient can open. Open Wi-Fi is postcards. Everything you send is readable by anyone who bothers to look. And this matters because you're not just checking the weather, you're logging into services, you're entering passwords, you're accessing sensitive information. And every single login credential you type while connected to open Wi-Fi is potentially compromised. You think you're saving a few megabytes of cellular data, but you're potentially exposing years of personal information. Your email accounts, your social media, your financial data, all for the convenience of not using your phone's hotspot. There's this attack method I call the evil twin network. And it's happening at airports and coffee shops right now while you read this. Here's how it works. Someone sets up a Wi-Fi hotspot on their laptop. They name it something like airport, free, Wi-Fi, or Starbucks guest. It looks exactly like the legitimate network. Same name, same landing page, same everything. You see it in your Wi-Fi list, it's got a stronger signal than the real one, you connect, it works perfectly, you can browse, check email, do whatever you want, everything seems normal. But you're not connected to the airport or Starbucks, you're connected to someone's laptop. And that person now controls all your internet traffic. Every website you visit goes through their computer, every password you type, every credit card number, everything. Think of it like someone setting up a fake ATM in a bank lobby. It looks real, it's in the right place, it even dispenses cash, but it's recording your PIN and cloning your card every time you use it. This matters because you have no way to tell the difference. The evil twin network looks identical to the real one. Your phone doesn't warn you, your laptop doesn't raise any alarms, everything works smoothly while someone is harvesting every piece of sensitive data you transmit. And this attack is trivially easy to execute. You don't need to be some elite hacker. The software is free. The hardware is just a laptop with Wi-Fi. Someone could set up an evil twin at an airport in about 2 minutes, and people do. Think about Jessica. She's a marketing manager traveling for work, connects to airport Wi-Fi without thinking twice, checks her work email, logs into the company's project management system, maybe does some expense reports while she waits for her flight. Jessica doesn't know she's connected to an evil twin network. The guy 3 gates down with a laptop set it up. He's not even paying attention anymore. His software is just automatically collecting credentials from everyone who connects. Over the next 2 hours, that guy captures credentials for Jessica's work email, her company VPN, her LinkedIn account, and her personal Gmail. Jessica lands in Chicago and goes about her life. She has no idea anything happened. 3 weeks later, Jessica's company gets hit with a targeted phishing attack that references internal projects. Someone logs into the company VPN from an IP address in Eastern Europe. The company's IT team has to do a full security audit. All because Jessica connected to a fake Wi-Fi network at the airport. Your brain tells you that public Wi-Fi is safe because everyone uses it. You see dozens of people on their laptops at every airport, at every Starbucks. Nobody seems worried, so it must be fine. We're social creatures. We look for safety in numbers. If everyone's doing something, our brain assumes it's safe. This made sense when we were avoiding predators. If the whole tribe is drinking from this water source, it's probably not poisoned. But digital threats don't work that way. Everyone can be making the same dangerous choice simultaneously. Everyone can be connecting to compromised networks. The danger is invisible. And by the time you know you've been compromised, it's too late. But here's where it gets even more interesting. There's something even sneaker than evil twin networks. It's called man-in-the-middle attacks. And they work on legitimate public networks. When you connect to real airport Wi-Fi, your traffic still goes through a router. That router can be compromised. Or someone on the network can position themselves between you and the router. They intercept your data as it passes through, read it, modify it, then send it along to its destination. You request Amazon.com, the attacker intercepts that request, sends you to a fake Amazon page they control. It looks identical. You enter your Amazon login, they capture it, then they send you to the real Amazon so you don't suspect anything. From your perspective, everything worked normally. Maybe there was a tiny delay, maybe the page loaded slightly differently, but nothing that would make you suspicious. Meanwhile, someone just stole your Amazon credentials and possibly your credit card info. Think of it like someone intercepting your mail. They open the envelope, read everything, copy any important information, then reseal it and deliver it to you. You get your mail, it arrives just fine. You never know, someone read it. This happens on public Wi-Fi constantly. Tools that enable man-in-the-middle attacks are widely available. They're even taught in cybersecurity courses as a way to understand network vulnerability. And if students learning security can do this, imagine what actual criminals can do. Pay attention to this. When you connect to open Wi-Fi, you're trusting everyone else on that network. You're trusting they're not running attack software. You're trusting the network itself isn't compromised. That's a lot of trust to place in strangers at an airport. Now, let's talk about something particularly sneaky called session hijacking. This one gets you even when you think you're being careful. You know enough not to enter passwords on public Wi-Fi, smart, but you're already logged into Gmail on your phone, already logged into Facebook, already authenticated with Instagram. So you figure browsing while logged in is safe since you're not entering credentials. Wrong. When you're logged into a service, your device stores something called a session cookie. It's like a temporary badge that proves to the website you already logged in. As long as that cookie is valid, the website treats you as authenticated. But on open Wi-Fi, attackers can steal that session cookie. They don't need your password, they just copy your session token. And now they're logged in as you, they can read your email, post as you on social media, access your accounts, all without ever knowing your actual password. It's like someone photocopying your hotel room key while you're in the hallway. They don't need to know your room number or password, they just need the key itself. And on open Wi-Fi, those session keys are floating around unprotected. This is why HTTPS matters so much. When a website uses HTTPS, everything is encrypted between your device and the website. Even on open Wi-Fi, attackers can see you're visiting Gmail, but they can't read your email or steal your session. But not every site uses HTTPS for everything. Some apps don't encrypt properly, some older systems have weak security, and if you're using any of these on public Wi-Fi, you're exposed. Here's the uncomfortable truth that the tech industry doesn't really want to emphasize. Public Wi-Fi has been dangerous for years, decades even, but it's convenient, and convenience wins. Airports offer free Wi-Fi because travelers expect it. Starbucks advertises it as an amenity. Hotels market it as a feature. These businesses know the security risks. But security doesn't drive foot traffic. Free Wi-Fi does. And tech companies know people use public Wi-Fi dangerously. Apple knows, Google knows, Microsoft knows. They've built some protections into their operating systems, but they can't fully protect you from the fundamental insecurity of open networks. So we've created this ecosystem where dangerous behavior is normalized, where millions of people connect to insecure networks every single day, where the convenience of free Wi-Fi outweighs the abstract risk of maybe getting hacked. And most people never get hacked. That's what makes this insidious. You connect to airport Wi-Fi 100 times. Nothing bad happens, so you conclude it's safe, but it's not that it's safe. It's that you haven't been targeted yet. The danger is real, even when the consequences haven't materialized. This is why security professionals are so paranoid about public Wi-Fi. They understand the actual threat model. They know how easy these attacks are to execute. They know that every time you connect to open Wi-Fi, you're gambling with your digital security. Let me tell you about my friend Brandon. Brandon's a software developer. He knows about public Wi-Fi risks. He's careful, only uses HTTPS sites, never enters passwords on public networks, thinks he's got it figured out. Brandon's at a hotel in Vegas for a conference. Connects to the hotel Wi-Fi to download some work files. It's the official hotel network. He saw the network name at check-in. Everything seems legitimate, but the hotel Wi-Fi has been compromised. Someone exploited a vulnerability in the router. They're running a man-in-the-middle attack on everyone connected. Brandon's HTTPS connections are being downgraded to regular HTTP without him noticing. His session cookies are being harvested. 2 days after Brandon gets home, someone logs into his GitHub account from Romania, pushes malicious code to one of his repositories. Brandon's company has to do an emergency code review. They find the breach, trace it back to compromised credentials from that hotel Wi-Fi. Brandon did everything right according to common advice. But common advice isn't enough when the network itself is weaponized. His knowledge and caution couldn't protect him because the threat was upstream from his precautions. Now compare that to my other friend Maya. Maya doesn't understand the technical details of Wi-Fi security, but she understands one simple rule: never connect to public Wi-Fi without a VPN. Maya travels constantly for work. Every airport, every hotel, every coffee shop, she sees the free Wi-Fi, but she doesn't connect directly. She opens her VPN app, connects to a secure server, and then joins the public network. The VPN creates an encrypted tunnel. Everything Maya does goes through that tunnel. The attacker on the public network can see she's connected, they can see data moving, but they can't read it. They can't steal passwords. They can't hijack sessions. All they see is encrypted noise. Maya doesn't know how man-in-the-middle attacks work. She doesn't understand session hijacking. She just knows one rule and follows it religiously. And that one rule protects her completely. Notice the difference? Brandon knew more but still got compromised because he underestimated the threat. Maya knew less but stayed safe because she followed a simple absolute rule. Knowledge without correct application loses to simple, consistent protection. Here's what most people don't realize. Public Wi-Fi security isn't about being careful or knowing what to avoid. It's about understanding that open networks are fundamentally hostile environments. When you connect to Wi-Fi with no password, you're entering a space where anyone can observe everything you do. The network itself offers zero protection, zero privacy, zero security. It's not about bad actors who might be there. It's that the environment itself is transparent by design. And all the carefulness in the world doesn't change the fundamental architecture. You can avoid sketchy websites, you can not enter passwords, you can stick to HTTPS, but you're still operating in an environment where determined attackers have access to your traffic. The people who stay safe on public Wi-Fi don't do so by being more careful. They stay safe by using VPNs, by using cellular data instead. by understanding that some environments require additional protection regardless of how careful you are. So here's what we've uncovered. Open Wi-Fi networks broadcast your activity to everyone connected. Evil twin networks impersonate legitimate Wi-Fi to harvest credentials directly. Man-in-the-middle attacks intercept and read your traffic even on real networks. Session hijacking steals your active logins without needing passwords. And the uncomfortable truth is that public Wi-Fi is dangerous by design. It's been normalized because it's convenient, but convenience doesn't make it safe. Millions of people use it daily without incident, but that's luck, not security. The question isn't whether public Wi-Fi can be dangerous. It absolutely is. The question is whether you'll recognize that some digital environments require protection regardless of how careful you think you're being. Because now you know that open networks are transparent by nature, you can't be careful enough to change their fundamental architecture. So next time you're at an airport and see that free Wi-Fi option, ask yourself, am I connecting with protection, or am I broadcasting everything I do to strangers with packet sniffers? Because once you see that public Wi-Fi isn't a convenience with some risk, it's a hostile environment that requires active defense. You can't unsee it.